Program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 1059.
Good morning. And welcome to Weller Does Delmarva. My goodness, it's a rainy morning out there, but at least it's not freezing. It's like almost 60 degrees, 57 degrees in my vehicle, or at least not in the vehicle, but on the thing on the mirror. So welcome to my show, Weller Does Delmarva. I do want to let you know, if you're listening and you can't listen for the whole hour, we're actually now recording the shows. And you can go to wellerdoesdelmarva.com. We usually have it up by Monday afternoon on the website there, and you can watch the show, listen to the show. Do have some good specials coming up today. I've lost about 6 pounds on my new little weight loss challenge, and so I want to tell you about what I'm doing there. I got Sean from First Class Heating and Air going to be on, and Darren Gingrich from Select Financial. First, want to thank one of my good friends and good sponsors, my insurance man. A good insurance man is priceless, and L&W Insurance Agency is who I deal with, and are like a small army of people. When you call and you need insurance or have a question or have a problem, man, I like dealing with them because they don't make me have to deal head-to-head with the insurance company if I don't want to or don't have to. So it's L&W Insurance Agency. They've been serving Delaware for like over 60 years. Good company. They offer auto insurance, home, health, life, commercial, whatever you may need. A live, friendly person answers the phone during business hours. I love that. So if you're looking for somebody, she already knows whether they're there or not there. So if you need somebody else or whatever, and they represent you, the policyholder, not the insurance company. And I didn't know what that meant. They were explaining to me like an insurance company that only sells one brand of insurance actually represents the insurance company, not the person buying the insurance, because they can only sell you that one brand. And so L&W is an independent agency, and they could sell you many brands. So give them a call, 674-3500, on the web, lwinsurance.com. Then another good guy, I've spent a lot of time with his organization lately, is my accountant, George Luff & Associates, and they do our payroll now, and I've been mentioning it week after week. And I want to just let you know, if you own a business, you know how complicated things are and how you're almost paranoid to make a mistake or goof up on something or something like that. Whether you got 1 employee, 5 employees, or 150 employees, Luff & Associates can help you out. They can take care of your tax deposits, your quarterly reports, your new hire reporting, year-end documents, your W-2s, your W-3s, your W-4s, your I-9s. Who thinks of all these numbers? But anyway, give them a call at 422-9699, 422-9699, or on the web, it's CPAs.com. They'll take good care of you. You can do 1 to 5 employees for as little as $25 per pay period, not per person, per pay period. So anyway, that's them. Anyway, I've lost a little bit of weight. I'm kind of feeling better. I've got these crazy pictures of my stomach that they take, okay, and all these measurements and so on. I really can't share them through the radio, but I did want to let you know that I'm working with some people named Dave and Jeannie Morgan. They sell some products called It Works, and they've been like my coach, and they've been real good. So I've been doing a wrap once a week. That has really toned and tightened my stomach. It's amazing. If I showed you the pictures, you would say, is that the same stomach that it was weeks ago? I've lost about 6 pounds, and I am taking their protein shake in the morning and then some other supplements and so on, and I'm kind of detoxifying my body. At the rate I'm going, it'll probably take me 10 years to detoxify because I've done nothing but toxify this body for all these years. So if you have any questions at all, just a good local company, real easy to talk to, 422-8315, 422-8315, and say, hey, if you can help Jim Weller, who eats out once or twice a day, I'm sure you can help me. So give them a call, 422-8315. Next, I'm going to jump right into my first guest, another company that I'm very happy with, Sean from First Class Heating and Air. Good morning.
Good Good morning, Jim. How you doing today?
Good. A little wet out there, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So
Better
no-
than the alternative.
yep.
Better than the snow. So.
Now I have to believe first class heating and air. I personally just got my house encapsulated. I'm giving tours of that now. In other words, people are like, they can't believe it that it could almost live under there.
Right.
But the other thing is, got a new heating and air system, and I want to tell you, I don't even know how this is possible. My electric bill has went down like $30-some a month. Wow. Is that just a coincidence, or could one system literally be that much more efficient than my old system?
Well, it's definitely more efficient.
Wow.
Just with the furnace side of it, the electrical side of that, but also, the encapsulation makes a big difference. The house is holding more, holding temperature better and tighter, so it's not breathing as often, and so you're getting,
I never dreamed that, and it could just be an odd month, but 2 months in a row, really, it's been down $30 to $40 compared to last year, and last year wasn't even as cold as this year.
Yep. And that's
so.
That's,
I wasn't even expecting that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I was not expecting that.
That's one of the nice things. One of the byproducts that the good side of getting anything new and anything more efficient. All I've heard for the last month or so is how the utility bills have just skyrocketed, and everyone and we get a ton of complaints for that. We get in there and my bills are high, my house is cold. I'm keeping it at a lower temperature just to keep the bills down.
Right.
And simple fixes can really change that.
Give you the temperature you enjoy.
Exactly.
And the bill you can live with.
You can be more comfortable and not have to sacrifice turn the thermostat down. And comfort really is it's hard to put a price tag on.
It is.
It's something that people learn to live with the way the houses have been for years because I don't want to it's an economic thing. I don't want to pay more than I have to, so I'm going to just the room's cold. It's always been cold. I just deal with it.
Right. It's not that they're suffering. It's just they're less comfortable than they need to be.
Right. So if you can be more comfortable in your house and pay less to do that, then great. That's the whole point. That's the goal we try to get to.
Now, I have a question. Let's say somebody's heating and air conditioning system isn't broken. It's working.
Yes.
Is there such a thing as you come and tell them how efficiently it is? Is there a way to measure that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do what's called a home performance test.
Okay.
We go through and do the entire evaluation of the house. We can measure the ductwork. We can measure how often the house breathes. A big complaint is that my air conditioner runs all the time and it never seems to keep up. And I want a bigger unit, and that's not the answer. We can go in there. We can actually measure the house. We can test the house. We can find out how many times per hour the house is breathing. And by building standards, we're supposed to be breathing 5 to 7 times an hour.
Wow.
Most houses are 2 to 3 times that.
Okay.
So looking at tightening the structure up and sealing the roof and sealing the crawl space and making it so the house is breathing the appropriate amount of times to be healthy, but also not you're not losing your heating and air as fast.
Which would also reduce energy costs.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, and that's the big goal of that.
So let's say somebody's listening and they don't have anything broke right now. They're just listening and saying, look, I've weathered a rough winter as far as energy costs, whether it's propane, electric, or whatever, heating oil, in other words. So they've gotten through it and they're like, man, I don't really want to go through this again. So you could come and talk to them. Okay, and then say they want to do something. If it's like fixing up stuff, like say it's not a whole new system, you offer, when I talked to you, there was like this incredible financing offer. Was it 0% or 1.9 or
we have
0?
Yeah, we have 0%, yes. Yeah,
so would it be 0%? Say somebody wanted to talk about encapsulating, or they wanted to talk about some new, they don't know what they want to talk about till you come. But say you get there and you say, look, your heating and air conditioning system is fine, but your ductwork is outdated, or it's inefficient, or it was too many left-hand turns or something like that, and we're going to redo. Is that such a thing as you don't have to put a new system, but you could put new ductwork?
Absolutely, and we do that quite a lot. We'll get a lead that comes in that says, I think the system's not adequate, or struggling. I want to upsize it. I want to upgrade the system, get something more efficient. We can actually come in there, which is usually against the norm. I mean, most heating and air contractors get that call. They're thinking, wow, I'm going to sell them a new system. I'm going to get a new high efficiency system in there. We take a look at the house first and foremost. You can go through it and find out, say, hey, your system's 7, 8 years old. It's not outdated. It's not it's still running. It's still got a lot of life left in it, and figure out why it's inefficient. And most of the time, we find the ductwork's leaking 20 to 30%. Well, there's a big percentage of your air that's going right into the crawl space or into the attic, which is not going into the house, and it doesn't help you. So simple fixes. Sealing your ductwork is, and I always say the ductwork is one of the most overlooked and most important things in any home.
And if somebody has ductwork 15 years old, is it fair to say in the past 15 years the ductwork industry has become more efficient?
Yeah, I mean, you still have the same technologies.
Sheet metal.
Sheet metal is sheet metal,
Okay.
but how it's installed and how the standards that go along with it now are different. I mean, it used to be slap it together, put a couple screws in it, and hang it up. Maybe insulate it on the outside of it, and that's it. And more so now we're sealing all the seams and mastic sealing it. And the Energy Star standards are less than 5% duct leakage in the entire house, and that's very, very difficult to achieve when most of the equipment out there leaks 2 to 3%. So the ductwork has to be seriously tight.
So on that financing thing, it was 0%?
Yes. Yep.
So that means if somebody spends $5,000 with you, they take $5,000. Can they go like 3 years?
They can do 3 years. We go up to 5 years on certain with systems. We
Okay,
go up to
so
5 years, but it's typically on home improvement things. 3 to 4 years, we have 0% interest on that.
Is that how it works? Though you just take $5,000 and divide it by 36.
Divided by 36, and there your
so
monthly payments.
$3,600 could be as little as $100 a month.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
So if your energy efficiency gets better, gee, you could almost put a few bucks of savings towards that, and you actually own something.
Yes. Yeah, it's one of the very few investments out there that have a very fast return.
I'm seeing it. I'm like,
you don't see it very often, and there are not many things you can input it, and plus it adds to the health and quality of your house as well.
Yeah, and you're living there.
Yeah. So your air is cleaner, your house is healthier, and you've got more money in your pocket at the end of the month than you did at the beginning. So that's really the big thing of that. So it really does make a difference on that, and makes it very efficient. And then of course comfort levels on top of that. When you're sitting in your chair at night and your feet aren't cold anymore, and it's not as drafty. The reason you feel the air coming in is that the house is breathing. You have to have exfiltration before infiltration. And basically, air has to get out of the house in order for other air to come in. So when you feel that air coming in, you feel the draftiness. It means it's leaving the house just at the same amount of rate. So sealing up the house, sealing up the roof, and that's one of the everyone thinks windows and doors are the leakiest parts of the houses, and they can be, but it's usually that's good clean air. That's the air you want to come in. You don't want it to come in from your crawl space or come in from your attic. Right now, all the heat's going, straight up and out through the roof. And so by sealing the top of the house, sealing the attic, and getting good insulation in there, that keeps the air in there.
That's advice you offer?
Yes.
I mean, so if I got a house and I got 20 of them, what are them like recessed lights?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Recessed can lights.
Jim, them babies are, there's where all your heat's at.
It's a 4-inch hole sitting in your drywall, and there's air that's going right around
Times
that.
10 or 15.
Yep. So it all adds up. So, we have caps, so we cover them up and spray foam them in to seal it, insulate around them. And that's the thing. We do the whole assessment. We take a look at the entire house. We do a blower door test, so that basically negatively pressurizes the house, and you can actually see with the infrared camera. We stream it right to our iPad, so that the homeowner sitting there with the iPad.
Really?
Everything that I'm looking at through the camera, they're looking at, and it's every time I've done that, people have just been absolutely amazed.
Now, when you leave, do you just leave the iPad as a gift?
No. That's something that
the iPad goes with you.
Yeah, it's a little bit different on that.
Now, when you do that, does it literally pull things off the shelves?
No.
Creating this big vacuum.
You can move papers and all that, and
really,
and it definitely. But it's not pulling the house into a vacuum by any means, but it definitely gets it to the point where you can
measurable,
right? And you see like the duplex outlets, the regular receptacles that are in there, they leak tremendously. You'll see air just pouring through it. And we have smoke sticks that we can go around. You can actually see the air blowing back into the house, and so all those little things add up to basically a size of a hole that you have in your house, the structure.
We need to do this show at my house.
Yes, yeah, we can do it.
And have you do that, and we need to video it.
Yep. It's
sometime.
It is very, very, very neat and very informative. We've never had people that said, that doesn't mean anything to me.
I'll take that air."
Yeah, most of the time it's just it's like watching $100 bills fly out the window. I mean,
really?
So it's very informative, but it also gives you an exact idea, an exact problem with your house, and it gives you solutions to fix it, and that's the most.
So it's like
thing.
a science.
It is. It's building science. Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Now, did you invent this building science?
Not at all. No, it's been around for years, but really, there's only a handful of companies that even do that down here.
Gosh.
It's starting to be more and more.
We need to talk about that more.
Yes, yeah, it's important. I mean, we do it. We try to do it on most of our leads now. So we go out there. We always do a little bit part of it. Just walk through and we basically go through the house and do some scanning and with the thermal camera. When it gets into a little bit more involved with that, we can sit there and say, all right, we can put the blower door in. It takes about 2 hours to do.
Gosh.
We do a whole house assessment test. We actually have coupons on our website for those, so they actually have money off on that. A great place to go, firstclasshvac.com, and you'll be able to, download a coupon for that. But like I said, the test itself takes, we're usually there for 2.5 hours.
We need to do the whole show someday at my house with a camera so people can then go back and watch it.
Absolutely.
That would be interesting.
Yep. Yes,
I have to think
is.
about how to make that work.
Yeah.
But okay, but back to the 0%. I know I
Yes.
keep leaning on it, but I always think about money, and
Yeah.
I always think about interest. So if a person called you and you came and you assessed that their system was fine, need a little duct work, maybe needed the humidifier or something like, or encapsulation, can that be financed also, or is
Yes.
it only new equipment?
No, anything that we do, anything installs to home performance.
I mean, it's all based on people's credit too. I
Yes,
understand
yeah,
that.
yeah. There is
You're not
a
a miracle worker.
Right. There is a credit application and the process
Right.
to go through with that. But our approval rates are really good. So
Wow.
we can get in there, we get them approved. And they're also different. 0% is tough to get in for some people.
Yeah.
But there are plenty
Oh,
of
okay.
other,
So there's other. There
yeah,
could be a low interest rate
Right,
anyway. So,
right.
but I guess what I'm trying to say is, if somebody is listening and they say, "Look, I don't know what I need or what I don't need," it's pretty much worth the time to figure out what you need,
Right.
so you could be thinking about it.
Right.
Even if they don't make a snap decision. In other
Exactly.
words, I'm presuming some people talk to you and a year later make up their mind or something
Yeah.
like that.
Exactly. And we go through, we'll go through a lot of things. We'll come up and we itemize a list and we say, oh, these are the important steps.
Yeah.
They don't all have to be done now, but in order to make your house as efficient as possible, these are the steps and these are things to be done in order. And so it's like a la carte menu. You pick and choose what makes more sense and what fits into your budget. We start with, the most important, the most things that are going to save you the most amount of energy and the most
Right.
amount of money at the end of the month. And then from there, so people can say, all right, I know that I need to encapsulate my crawl, but I know I need to seal the house or get insulation in there.
Right.
So they do that one first, and then they do the second step. They might go through and do the recessed can light sealing and things like that, and all the way down through. So, it's not always, you have to do it all or nothing. You can pick and choose and figure out what makes sense for
Okay.
your particular project. And all houses are different. It's
Right.
so we don't know what we're running into. We tested a house, yesterday. There was a a newer house, very very efficient home, but found out that it's bringing in very cold air, and there are some other options that needed to have. So you can measure it, you can put a price to it, you can figure out exactly what's wrong with it, and you can give them a solution for it. And
Wow.
it's very very difficult. There are a lot of any more people that go in there, they go off square footage. Oh, your house is 2,000 square feet, you need a 4-ton unit or whatever. It's not that anymore. It's the efficiency of the home. So if you're not testing the house, it's very difficult to get in. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you
Exactly,
can
it is.
either use the statistical science
Right.
and the mechanisms to get you to that, or you can guess.
Right, exactly. And when you're guessing,
So that would
usually-
be where not all quotes are created equal.
Absolutely.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it's important to see exactly what they do. So you would do all this right in front of us. In other words,
Exactly.
and maybe we can see how we're doing it. And gosh, I'd hate to video how efficient or inefficient my house is. That could be embarrassing. In other words,
But then it could show you how efficient it is. So
It could
that's-
show
that's
me
the
how
thing.
efficient it is,
But
right.
it does show you that all houses have room for improvements.
yeah.
The most efficient houses in the world, still, there are ways to make sure it stays that way. As systems run, as equipment gets older, as ductwork, is sitting in hot attics or cold attics, it expand and contract, things come loose, so it's just a matter of, all right, well, yes, 5 years ago it's fine, but now it's starting to, lose its efficiency a little bit. Doing a system tune-up on the heating or air conditioning system, getting that running to peak performance, getting the ductwork where it needs to be, getting the whole house where it needs to be, and then you're ready to go.
Can you do the 0% on like some sizable plumbing repairs too, if the people's credit's good enough?
I believe so. I believe so.
I got my eye on a Renai hot water heater.
Oh yeah, yes.
Renai, or
Yep.
whatever brand, in other words. But I kind of look at that like I'm looking at a car. It's almost expensive as a small car.
Right.
So in other words, I've been thinking about it, just figuring when my not air conditioner, my hot water heater goes, I'm going to consider it.
They definitely
So-
they're very efficient.
Yeah.
And for what you save, when it's not heating all the time, you're not pumping gas into that to keep that thing running.
Right.
Or keep the water 120 degrees or whatever. On demand is instant, and so very efficient that way. So you do have
What's
some
nice
savings
about
on there.
I don't know whether Rinnai. Do you sell Rinnai?
Sell Rinnai.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I just didn't want to keep saying Rinnai, and then you say, "Oh, I don't sell Rinnai, Jim." But anyway, the Rinnai hot water heater. What I also believe is nice about it is if you decide to take a shower and then somebody else is taking a shower in another part of the house and so on, it's not like you have to stagger anything and then turn the dishwasher off. Everything can be working. It's going to have hot water.
Yes. You can literally turn the water on, go away for a week, and come back, and you still have the same amount of hot water as long as you haven't run out of propane.
Really?
Yeah. Now you don't want to do that, obviously,
No,
but
right.
you'd be paying heavily for that. But yes, it's
I'd be steam cleaning all my drains.
It's on-demand hot water, and
Isn't
it's endless until you run out of the fuel source.
Is it this like when you turn it on? Is it warmer in the beginning than once it gets flowing, or does it?
It obviously it has to heat up, but it's within.
So it's a little cooler in the very beginning,
right? But it's
still warm in the beginning.
Exactly. You say you
Okay.
have it takes a. If you have a faucet, you turn on there, and it takes a little bit of time for the warm water to get to it. A few seconds. It's about the same, and then once it's there, then it doesn't stop.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball.
All right.
Have you ever heard of putting a circulator pump on a hot water heater?
Yes.
That you stick this little valve underneath the furthest spigot away that you want. Do you do that?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I kind of just recently learned a little bit about it, and I'm like, I've had one for like 4 years, but I've learned a lot about it, and I'm like, doesn't that save like thousands of gallons of water a year?
I don't know the statistics of how much it does, but one
Okay.
thing it definitely does is it keeps the warm water for long run. So if the water heater is at one end of the house and
That's what I've
the other
got, yep.
side, then it actually keeps the water circulating through there.
So you do that?
I do that, yes.
And what would you call that? A circulator?
Just a water circulator.
Okay, so in other words, you put it on your hot water heater, and then you have this little mechanism that goes, like in my house, my hot water heater's in the front of the house, my bedroom's in the back of the house. So in other words, I put one, and I didn't do it since I met you. So in other words, I did this like 4 years ago.
Right.
But I have just recently, since I had the underneath of my house, I'm looking at everything, and I'm starting to explain to everybody. I'm becoming an expert on this stuff,
Yes.
in other words. So I'll be selling it next. But anyway, I was really amazed that you turn the hot water on, and you're all the way on the other side of the house, and you got hot water.
Yes.
Because that pump's pumping it all the time to
Right.
that spigot.
Yes, it
But-
keeps it moving throughout the house, so you have
Yeah.
more of a you don't have those long delays or the cold the cold
But it
spots
also
in
made me think, I bet that helps with pipes freezing.
Mhm. Yep.
Because it actually keeps water circulating
moving.
even when your spigot's not on.
Yep.
Okay. About out of time. Anything? Oh, we should give a phone number.
Sure. 934-8900. That's always the best way to get a hold of us. Also our website, firstclasshvac.com, and that's all spelled out, FIRSTCLASSHVAC.com.
All right. Anything else?
That should do it. Appreciate
All
your
right.
time today.
We're going to talk later about this, doing this little test on the radio show.
Yes. that'd be
Okay.
good.
Thank you, Sean. Have a good
Thanks, Jim.
weekend.
You too.
Okay, folks, you are listening to Weller Does Delmarva, and just want to let you know we're going to be taking a break in just a minute or so, but Weller's Utility Trailers will be open here today at about 9 o'clock, and we had a good day yesterday, and we're looking for a good day today, so don't let the rain keep you away. 337-8228, Weller Does Delmarva. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Stay tuned.
And thank you, Jim. Delaware 105.9 News Time, 8:30. Good morning. I'm Mark Founser from the Weather Center. Meteorologist Alan Daniels says lots of rain on the way today, tonight, tomorrow. High today, a little above 60. Cooler tomorrow, high 54. Drying out on Monday with the high of 56. Still under investigation, yesterday's fire in Millsboro that damaged Blue Water Grill on Main Street. It broke out late in the afternoon. And drawing a response from Millsboro Fire and Georgetown Fire Companies, no injuries were reported. Also, a Lewis camper caught fire. The Lewis Fire Department actually in Harbison responding yesterday. Danfield Acres, the camper was parked next to a house, but firefighters were able to keep that fire from spreading to the home, and no injuries were reported there either. Opponents of the planned Allen Harim poultry processing plant in Millsboro hold a public meeting tomorrow. Their stated goal to separate fact from fiction. Get more, Delaware1059.com.
CBS News Update. I'm Gary Nunn. 90 missing in the Oso, Washington mudslide almost a week ago.
The total is still 17. That's the official number from the medical examiner's office. That's the only number that we will be giving out.
That number of fatalities, Snohomish County Executive Gary Hawkinson. CBS's John Blackstone at the scene northeast of Seattle.
Many of the searchers are local people here. They're loggers. They're families of the missing. They're determined that they're going to find those who are under the mud.
Authorities have all but abandoned hope of finding survivors. CBS reporter Terry Okita.
In parts of the search area, the mud is waist deep, and search crews built paths out of donated plywood so that they could walk out around the swampy disaster area, but it's really been quite complicated for them to make any headway.
Washington Governor Jay Inslee has called for a moment of silence statewide this morning to honor and remember the victims of the mudslide. CBS News Update, I'm Gary Nunn.
Every customer gets attention the day they call.
Craig McFoy of McFoy Refrigeration, handling all of your commercial refrigeration, heating, and cooling needs.
Hospitals, schools, pizza parlors, VFWs, American Legions, doctors' offices. Everybody that has heating, air conditioning, refrigeration equipment will service.
McFoy knows your business can't afford to be down.
Our business has, again, since creation of the business, we've been in same-day service. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, we'll be there that day, and we'll take care of your problem.
McFoy with expert certified techs, 30 service vans on the road, and a wide coverage area.
We handle Kent and Sussex counties. We go into Salisbury, Maryland.
Call McFoy, a local, family-owned and operated HVAC and refrigeration company right here in Delaware with over 50 years of commercial experience. 424-8335. That's 424-8335.
The Home Depot has a new lower price on 150-ounce jugs of original scent Tide liquid laundry detergent. Get up to 96 loads for just $17.88. So, let's do whiter whites and brighter brights for fewer bucks. And afterwards, find even more change in our pockets. Let's do this. Spring into savings with Tide laundry detergent, only $17.88. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. While supplies last, U.S. only. See store for details.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 105.9.
Okay, everybody. We are back. It is raining. Wellers in Bridgeville will be open at about 9 o'clock today, so if you need a trailer or anything in between. Boy, Brooks, we've had a run of people ordering carports, haven't we?
Yes, we have been very busy selling carports.
What advice do you have for a potential carport buyer?
Come in early.
Stay late.
Yes.
Order early. I believe we're looking at probably a good 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, and pretty much that's the same no matter where you go or what brand, and if somebody tells you different, then they might be, because that's what we do. We've just learned from experience to just tell people right straight up how it goes.
Yeah, because it's a very, very good quality carport.
It is.
And
Carolina
it's really
carports.
worth waiting for.
Yeah, it really is. And I have always learned in business, when somebody is not slow and everybody else is busy, the first question you want to ask is, why are you not busy?
Yes.
In other words, so we have been busy, and we're very thankful, and thank you to all the people that have ordered carports. We're experiencing the same thing with the Amish-built sheds, that they're busy too. It's been a slow, rough winter, and I think people have just gotten out of the house and said, ooh, no snow. I'm ready to get my carport. I'm ready to get a shed. I'm ready to do something.
Yeah,
so
cabin fever was kicking in.
Yeah, kicking in. So, hey, I want to mention my copier guy for just a minute. Rick Fowler, I've been dealing with him for years, and he's a real good guy. He not only sells and services copiers, but another thing he does is he works on computers. He sells computers, sells tablets and laptops and things like that. He can tune yours up if you got something not just right. He was sharing with me that a lot of people buy computers at like online or big box store. Then they get home, and then just a few months later, that thing's just slowing down and slowing down. And it's because of all the programs that they preload into that thing that you don't even need. Mm-hmm. So he can help speed up your computer, whether you bought it from him or not. He's a real good, honest guy. Easy to talk to, easy to deal with. Phone number is 856-7381, 856-7381. Name of his business is No Nonsense Office Machines. They are 2 miles east of the Circle on Route 9 in Georgetown, right next to the Sports at the Bay Sports at the Beach Complex. So give them a call, 856-7381. Tell them that you heard it on Jim Weller. If you get something worked on, he'll give you a 25% discount on labor. So that's that. Wanted to also mention my insurance man again, L&W Insurance. It's amazing how a person can be so happy with their insurance agent. But I deal with them for all kinds of things. I've had a lot of friends who've had some frozen pipes and all kinds of damage from the winter weather and stuff like that. And I have got a chance to learn the difference between one insurance company and another. And I will say this, whatever claims I've ever had, L&W got involved and worked as a liaison between me and the insurance company, and I love it. They've been very informative and helpful with us. I got all kinds of properties and employees and things to insure, and they've just been very helpful. So give them a call, 674-3500, 674-3500, or in Sussex County, it's 856-7828. On the web, it's lwinsurance.com. Tell them I sent you. If you're going to do no more than say, hey, I got car insurance now, but I'd like to get your price on car insurance, they'll help you out there. In just a few minutes, I'm going to have a friend of mine, good friend of mine, Darren Gingrich, from the Select Financial Group, has arrived, and he took a little scenic tour here this morning. I'll let him tell you about that, but got a couple other things I want to hit before he gets on. I've been losing a little bit of weight. Not a lot of weight, just a little bit of weight. And people say, well, you're just leaving your wallet at home. No, that's not it at all. I've actually been taking some supplements that are called It Works. It's just simply that simple. It works. I've been getting a wrap once a week, which is kind of amazing. It's just like on my stomach. But I'm tightening and toning, and my face has actually gotten smaller. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I'm telling you, my face has gotten smaller. So a lot of people are saying, well, does that mean you still... Never mind. I won't even get into that. I was going to say that you still have the big mouth that you have, but no. I'm just saying my face has gotten a little bit smaller, and I'm enjoying feeling a little bit better. We do have a Weller's Weight Loss Challenge going on here. I think old Mr. Brooks Ritter's in that too, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is. There he is. He's
doing well. I'm going to win it.
Doing well. I'm doing weller, buddy, and I'm going to win it. So what is it, like $5,000 to win or something?
Oh, I wish. That sounds good.
Was it $200?
I think $200.
$200, okay. But anyway, so Dave and Jeannie Morgan is who I've been getting my products from. Very nice people. They've been helping me detoxify. I was thinking it's going to be like a lifelong project to detoxify this body. But anyway, I'm working on it, and I'm trying. So anyway, if you have any questions about health or nutrition, these people are like coaches. You know, if you got high blood pressure or diabetes, or they even would tell me they were able to help somebody recently that was dealing with some gout issues or fibromyalgia or whatever. It's Dave or Jeannie Morgan, real good local couple, 422-8315, 422-8315. Also, their website is getnaturalbodywraps.com. Get, like G-E-T, getnaturalbodywraps.com. Then they have a Facebook page, Delaware Wrap and Tone. You can check them out. I'm very happy with them, and you will be too. So just give them a call and talk to them, 422-8315. Now, what is the next thing I want to talk about? I want to talk about Darren. Good morning to Darren.
Good morning, Jim.
How has your day been so
far?
So
far, it's been wonderful.
Do you want to share with everybody?
When I think about Jim Weller, I think of the Big Red Barn. I just can't help it. So this morning, I stepped outside, and it's raining, and I smelled spring in the air. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
I smelled it in the air, and it was a little distracting. So I just started heading to the Big Red Barn, and I got to the Big Red Barn.
You were ready for a barn full of bargains.
There was nobody else there. So I'm like, oops.
Okay.
But here we are.
Here we are. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to another, even though it's rainy, we'll have a good day.
All right. It's going to be a good day. I'll tell you, the temperature of the business climate seems to be changing a little bit.
I agree.
Feeling good. What's up with the stock market lately? Do you follow that at all? Or?
Yeah. In fact, I do.
Do you? Oh, okay.
Well, that's a good question.
All right.
One of the questions that I get a lot is relating to market volatility.
But like some days you hear like how it's skyrocketed.
Yeah. And
then the next day, it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Well, there's two things going on.
How can a guy like me understand that?
Well, the first place to start is go online, Google, and find a... let's start what the market indicators are. So how do we determine what the markets are? Well, usually people use one of two index.
Okay.
The S&P 500, which is a handful of 500 companies designed to basically represent the market in general.
Okay.
So they strategically choose from these.
Are they
500
all
companies.
American companies, or no? It could just
They
be
are.
Okay.
They are
500 American companies.
In the case of the S&P 500.
Okay.
The Dow Jones is actually a group of 30 companies, but both indexes are put together in a way to try to have a generic handle on the market in general. So they're strategically choosing industries in different market sectors and in different industries. So they're wanting to choose stocks representing the stock market in general.
Okay.
So
they're the companies that they bounce it off of.
That's
basically.
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but we know these indicators go up and down wildly.
Oh, through the day, right? Not just
correct
in a day. I mean, just
throughout the day.
Throughout the day.
That's correct.
Okay.
However, part of the fault, I think, is the media wants to talk about things that people want to hear about. And it's not always the good news that they want to talk about.
They tell us unemployment is better, but they forgot to tell us less people got bumped off to unemployment.
Exactly.
Okay. Doesn't mean they're working.
That's right.
Okay.
And I can tell you, you'll be surprised, pleasantly surprised, if you go online and Google the Dow Jones, for example, or the S&P 500 over history. Like, look at it on a graph from
over
1919.
5 years or 10 years.
Like I saw one the other day. It started from 1919 to present. And it's like, oh, wow, that's really pretty good. There's some clear growth. So there's always spikes down, but the overall growth is overwhelming.
Still good. Okay.
Overwhelming growth.
Really?
From the early 1900s to today.
So looking at the stock market as a person would talk to you, you're a financial, do you call it financial wealth
financial
strategist?
advisor, wealth strategist. I have numerous.
Father, husband.
Yeah, it's true.
Lousy neighbor. Great neighbor. Okay, I'm trying to be serious today. Anyway. Okay, so let's start off with you have a business, Select Financial. You're right in Milford, locally owned company. You and your partner, Drew. And what you offer is services like if a person is listening and they say, look, got a little money in the bank, it's not quite performed like it used to, didn't pay a lot of attention to it when things were rolling good. Now I'm not making as much as I used to. I want to learn more about it. I want to get a little more engaged. What I feel from you and like about you is you're kind of like a local guy, like a person, what they see is what they get. In other words, you didn't come from a big city and you don't talk like you came from a big city. You talk like you're from Lower Delaware.
That's right.
And so a person could literally make an appointment with you and actually talk to you.
Talk to me. Because it's like anything else. I deal with this every day. So to me, it's not this big complicated thing. I can break it down into its pieces. The market goes up and down, but overwhelmingly over history, it's grown.
Right.
And is likely to continue to grow.
Right. So you're saying it's a reasonably good place to invest your money.
But it needs to be done strategically.
Right.
And that's where, there's a lot of good investments.
Because I'll tell you something you got me thinking about.
Not good investments. You got to choose the right ones.
But you've got me thinking about, in the past, I have bought houses that I rent out. And I'm learning, like if I were to take a house, and let's just say a house costs me, we'll just use an easy figure, $100,000. Okay? That's a pretty small house. But anyway, but I buy a house for $100,000. Once I buy it, I've got the roof to keep up with, the septic to keep up with, the well to keep up with, the maintenance of the house. Now, I may rent it for $1,000 a month, which might get me $12,000 a year, but then I've also got to pay the property taxes. I've got to insure it. I've got all these things to keep up with. Every so often it's going to need a roof, or it's going to need this or need that. In talking to you recently, I believe you and I talked about if a person were to take, and I know these are just hypothetical conversations, but I mean, if a person took $100,000 and allowed you to guide me through some investment ideas, I could maybe yield, I know you can't give guarantees, but it would be unreasonable to think I would yield more than 10%. Is that?
In a lot of cases, that's probably true.
Okay. So could I yield 7 or 8%, do you think?
Well, if
or you don't want me to pin you?
I got to be careful about throwing numbers out there.
I'm throwing them.
You're throwing them. But if you made, I mean, if you're using broad numbers and you had 100,000 and you made 10 a year, and
if
you made 10%,
so I'd make $10,000 a year,
right?
versus if I rent it. See, this is what you got me thinking about.
Right.
I'm sitting here thinking.
Well, and the clever way we like to say it is, instead of working hard for your money, get your money to work hard for you.
Well, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I bought a house for $100,000 and I get $1,000 a month, I'm getting $12,000 a year. Cost me $1,000 to insurance, so now I'm only getting $11,000 a year.
Right.
Okay, and then there's certain maintenance, to property taxes could be $500 a year. Now I'm down to, I've lost track already. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, if I could get 7 or 8%, 10 would be wonderful. I actually might make more money at the end of the day and at the end of the year.
And let's talk about quality of life.
Yeah, because if I have 8 of these rentals, it affects quality of life.
That's right.
And if I have 18 of them, it really affects it.
And so it really becomes about time management.
Right.
So how much time do you have? And that's where a lot of people get
and then I should at some point put a value on my time.
That's exactly right.
$10 an hour, $15 an hour, something, in other words.
So if you want to free up your time, I mean, how do you free up more time to do the things that you would rather
do everything more efficiently?
Exactly. Do it more efficiently. Get your money working for you.
I really took this conversation in the wrong direction, but I was just trying to give you a thought you've got me thinking about. So
well, and that's ultimately the point of investing. Sometimes we get caught up on the math of it and the numbers, but really, we help people invest to help their life be better down the road.
Not only financially, but stressful.
Right. Their life.
Right.
Their
life.
Their overall life.
Well-being.
Their well-being. Right.
Wow.
Improve the quality of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like anything else. You can do everything the right way and the wrong way. That's why it's important to have a professional. I mean, do I want to be the guy doing the plumbing? No, I got a great guy up the road that takes care of my plumbing. I call him, and he comes down and
That's
takes
what
care
he
of
does.
it. It's what he does. It's painless. It's easy. Rather than me learning a new skill, could I do it? I probably could struggle through some of it and break a few things, but probably could, manage.
I forgot when we started, but can I jump to IRAs for a minute?
Yes.
Or did you want to lead the conversation?
Nope, go ahead. Talk about
IRAs. In other words, I'm getting my taxes done. They're due April 15th. I still have time to buy an IRA. Is that
You do till April 15th.
Okay, and you offer advice and IRAs.
So you can put 55 in most people. In the case of most people, you can put $5,500 in. If you're 50 and older, you can put $6,500 in.
And which do I look like, 50 and younger or 50 and older? So I could put $6,500 in 2 times my end.
Well, that's the neat thing. If you didn't max it out last year, we're in what's called IRA season between January 1 and April 15th. You can put your IRA money in for either this year or last year.
You're kidding me.
So if you haven't done your tax return and you need a tax deduction, then you can still get it in until the 15th for 2013. But also, if you just wanted to get it out of the way for 2014, you could also do that. You just have to earmark the check and make sure it gets contributed to the right year, because this time of year, your fund company doesn't necessarily know what year you want it applied to.
Let me break it down in a way that I halfway understand it, okay? So I could put $6,500 in an IRA because I'm over 50.
Correct.
My wife can too, as long as she's over 50.
Correct.
Okay, I have to ask her. But anyway.
In most cases.
Cases. Okay, well, let's just say, so that's $13,000 I could put in an IRA. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's like going to save me some taxable income.
Right, because that's tax deductible. So let's say you're in
30%?
a 10, 15% tax bracket.
All right.
Well, let's put it another way. If you put $6,500 in and you get the deductibility of all of it, that's $6,500 of income that you're not going to have to pay taxes on.
Really?
So whatever your tax bracket is,
it lowers it.
Exactly.
Wow. So buying an IRA could even possibly cause me to get a refund. Versus paying.
It could. And you've done the right thing anyway, which is invest.
Because I still own the money.
Exactly. As opposed to, we talked about this a few weeks ago, I think.
But
instead of going out and buying a truck that you may not need for your business or whatever,
right.
or
then I got to insure it and tag it. And
but I hear this all the time. People are like, yeah, my accountant is trying to fix my tax problem this year, so they're recommending I buy some equipment that I may or may not need. Yeah, it could kind of benefit, but I need the tax deduction. Well, maybe you can structure it so that you can get tax deductions for your business and still have invested your money. Now your money's working for you, which is helping the big picture.
And I still have the money.
You still have the money.
All right.
Exactly.
I think we're done.
Okay.
I don't remember when we started.
I don't either.
Okay. But I would like to know, how do people get a hold of you?
424-7777.
I love that
I almost forgot.
Okay.
Brenda Brazier from Bridgeville was the winner of our contest.
Okay.
So the new one is going to be simple. I'm going to just be a.
You got another contest?
It's going to be a gimme. Another $20 gift certificate from the Pizza Palace next door.
Okay.
To Select Financial, and all you have to do is to be the first person to email me your name, the city you're from, and what is the suite number of Select Financial. My email is darren@selectfinancial.us. The first non-employee related person for Select Financial.
Brooks, you need to stop now.
That emails to me what my suite number is.
Okay.
At Select Financial. The first person to do that.
That's all they have to do?
Email, and it's a gimme, Jim.
Okay, I would say it's a gimme.
I'm feeling generous. I've smelt spring in the air.
And you are ready to give away $20 worth of gift certificates.
Yes,
all right. So all they got to do is send you an email. What's the suite number of Select Financial in Milford?
The first one.
The first one. What, do you got one already?
I don't know.
All right, Brooks, you can't do it. You're
Brooks,
not eligible.
That's cheating.
Stop it. You've emailed him 17 times already. Stop it over there.
I'm hungry.
He's a
I'm
mess,
ready
man.
for lunch already.
Yeah, and he loves that Pizza Palace place.
It is a good place
All
to
right.
eat.
I got to let you go, though.
All right.
That's okay.
It's
all
been
right?
fun.
I've enjoyed talking to you. You're
always
doing a
fun.
great job.
Thank you.
Okay. When you grow up, I'm sure you're going to be taller. All right. We got a disclaimer.
Yes.
This is exciting, too.
This part.
Here we go. Ready.
The opinions voiced in this program are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial advisor, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities are offered in the U.S. through First Allied Securities Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer. Member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services are offered through First Allied Advisory Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Oh, boy. That was the disclaimer, everybody. We all love those things. Anyway, I want to talk about my accountant next, but Darren's a good guy. I highly recommend you give him a call. 424-7777. I like him. He's friendly. He's pleasant. He's knowledgeable, and he's a good guy. So, anyway, next is my accountant, another good guy, George Luff & Associates in Milford. I've been dealing with them for 20-plus years, and they do our payroll. My daughter is the one who loves this the most because she used to do our payroll. It's not like my people get paid anymore just because George Luff is doing it, so I want to make that clear. He doesn't increase the size of their payroll, but anyway, he does it so much more efficiently for us. And the other day I was looking at his little chart here, and I was thinking, man, 6 to 10 employees cost you $30 a pay cycle. That if you had 10 employees and you pay $30, it costs you $3 for him to do your payroll. That's insane. I mean, you can't even fool with it yourself. Now, that's per pay period. So we pay every other week. So that's about twice a month. So, for us, it costs us we're in the 11 to 24. So we pay $54 twice, $108 a month. My daughter could not work on that for that. So they do it all. If you want somebody to do your payroll, you got any questions, you were looking for a new accountant, a good accountant, a nice local firm, they have an office in Dover, one in Rehoboth, and one in Milford, Delaware. 422-9699, Luff & Associates in Milford, Delaware. Brooks, are you all right over there?
I am.
Man, you were jumping on that contest, weren't you?
I was trying to.
I could see that. Hey, we're good salesmen here, right?
Yes.
You're the greatest, right?
Absolutely.
Well, here we go. Here's the challenge of the day. Snow blowers. All right, I got one brand new snow blower left, and I mentioned this yesterday. This special is only good till, what time do we close today?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Only good till 1 o'clock today. We looked online. This is a snapper. It's not some off-brand or cheapy one. It's a good one. Briggs & Stratton engine. It's got a little headlight on it and everything. Yep. 24-inch dual stage. This thing here online is $1,070. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the best price we could find online. We got it for $900. So we're already $170 below online. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you made a video yesterday showing this thing, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Where would they find that? On Facebook?
Yeah, but you can find it on Facebook. You can also find it on our website.
Okay, so that's Wellers.com, folks. So anyway, if you want to see it. But anyway, if you buy it today, and if you're the first person to buy it, so this offer expires at 1 o'clock today. What's the deal? You get a Works. First of all, it's $900, not $1,070. So we're $170 less than the best online price we could find. This thing's brand new. We just want to get rid of it. We don't have to keep it another summer. $900. You get a Works 18-volt cordless weed whacker free. And it comes with a battery and a charger. And then you get an 18-volt cordless Works blower free, and it comes with 2 batteries and a charger. So anyway, get on in here and buy this thing. I'm tired of looking at it. Are you, Brooks?
I am. I'm ready to move.
You've made a couple videos with the thing. You're like a movie star with this thing.
Yes.
So anyway, that's a snowblower. Hey, yesterday we mentioned some trailer specials. I guess one person heard it and came right in and took that one right off the market, didn't they?
Yes, they hurried right in.
Hurried right in. But here's one more deal. This is only good today. If you're out there and you're listening, you've been looking for a small enclosed trailer. This is a 6x10, brand new, 2013, never been used, never been titled, brand new. Has a side door on the side of it. Has double doors on the rear, has a stone guard on the front, has a 12-volt interior light. Nice little trailer. It's white in color, and we're selling it today, a new trailer at a used trailer price, $2,075. Now, you're listening and you're saying, how many of them you got? I got, how many? Is it two? Two. Okay, so we got two of them. So, $2,075. Can somebody buy just one? Yes, they can buy just one.
Or they can buy both.
They can buy both?
Yes.
All right. So anyway, it's a 6x10 enclosed. That's a new trailer at a used trailer price. You can look in the guide under the utility trailer section and figure out very quick. That is an unbelievable deal. So if you are shopping for a trailer, we invite you to stop in. We're here today till 1 o'clock. Phone number's 337-8228. And here's the deal. There's nothing magic about selling trailers. We have been around for quite a while. If you take a look at the place, it's obvious. We like to have some inventory so when you come in, because not all trailers are created equally. You could come in and look at a 6x10 enclosed, and we could show you, 5 or 6 different models of the same trailer. If they were all built the same, all you would have to do is call one place and get their price, call another place and get their price, and then just go to whoever's the most economical. But what we try to tell you is there's no two trailers built the same. There's always something different, and you've got to deal with somebody that sells more than one brand to be able to figure that out. So at Weller's, we have many brands that we sell. Of course, we're the largest trailer dealer around. That doesn't mean anything because you're just looking to buy one trailer. So we want to let you know we're here. We're open today till 1. Phone number's 337-8228. And, I'm going to give a crazy special today, Brooks. Okay? You've got one of these. This is the Weller's discount card. Have you even used it yet?
Many times.
Tell me some examples. Where have you used this thing?
I've used it at McDonald's.
Now, the McDonald's, you get a
free quarter pounder.
Free quarter-pound cheeseburger.
Yep.
With the purchase of something.
With the purchase
of an extra value meal.
Exactly, but you figure you do that a couple of times, you've paid for that card just in a couple of visits, not counting any other place on there.
Well, where else have you been?
Annie Ann's. I've been there quite a few times. You buy 3
Which
pretzels,
one?
You get one. And Milford Walmart.
Milford Walmart. We're out of time, folks. Weller's discount card, absolutely free today. Come on in and ask for Brooks, and he'll give you one. They're normally $15. Other than that, have a good weekend. God bless you. Be safe. Enjoy the rain. It's not snow. And I thank you for listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Bye-bye.
We'll see you soon.
See ya.
The preceding program was a paid news first on Delaware 105.